I don't have a whole lot of PvP clips to show you this week because I have been working on a Dark Souls remastered build all week. I'm going to do a New Game Plus dried finger run of Dark Souls remastered this coming week. And so I had to make the build and get through New Game before I could get into New Game Plus with the build, right? So I've been doing that all week, and I've really been taking my time with it. Absolutely milking it. I've been doing invasions and getting invaded as I play through the game. It's been a good time. But a couple of weeks ago, I did start working on a new build. I wanted to make, and I've wanted to make this for a while, I wanted to make a dagger build. And I wanted to use the Faith Daggers because I really like that heavy attack, that double slash heavy attack that they have. And I thought that would be a cool build to make. And I thought, it would also be a cool, different build. Like I have all these ideas. Another build I wanted to make was a Twin Blade build. I didn't care much about Twin Blades before Elden Ring came out. Lots of people loved Twin Blades back in Dark Souls 2. I wasn't one of those people, so I didn't really care. And then I played with one, and I was like, oh, this is fun. I like this. And I liked them way better than I liked them in Dark Souls 2. Probably just because the game is faster and the weapon is faster, and it just, it's cooler to me. So I thought, okay, well, let's do dual dagger build. Dual Faith Dagger build, and we'll do a Twin Blade build, and we'll make that one build. And so I'm thinking in my head, the character from Final Fantasy IX, Zidane, he uses dual daggers and Twin Blades. Like, those are the two weapons you can equip on him. So, yeah, this works out great. We'll do this. And so, here we are. I made a little build. He's kind of inspired by Zidane from Final Fantasy IX, and look at this. Look at this absolute, complete, and total annihilation. Reduced to atoms. Absolutely melted. Anyway, this build is a lot of fun, but it's not very good. The Twin Blade will save you a lot. The dual daggers are not great. You might ask yourself, oh, why does he have a cannon? And he has a cannon because I think it's funny to imagine Zidane, little monkey guy, shooting a giant cannon around, I just think that that's funny. I was playing around. As you can see, this dagger is the Bloodstained dagger. It's got Poison Mothflight on it. I was playing around with different daggers. I've also got, like, very rudiment, basic incantations, like Flame Sling and the Lightning Bolt, just the very basic, like, Final Fantasy style fire and bolt spells. But I've also got the Crucible incant for the tail, because Zidane has a tail. And got the Darkness spell. I've never used that. I thought that would be a cool thing to mix into the build. Darkness is pretty cool in PvE, because if something is hit, quote unquote, by darkness, it just loses its aggro. It's not like it can't see you or something. It just straight up, like, if it gets quote unquote hit by darkness, it loses its ability to be mad at you for a minute. There's even like a little visual representation of it, of smoke over your opponent's eyes. And darkness is a thing in the Final Fantasy games where it puts sunglasses over your character's face, which I've always thought was hilarious, and it makes your character look cool, but it makes their attacks less likely to hit. But it does do some funny stuff on this build. Casting Darkness, it doesn't last very long, but casting Darkness and then doing the Blade of Calling is really nice. It gives you a little cover of darkness, and then you crouch down and then you shoot the laser, and maybe they don't see it coming. So the Black Blade would be the better option here in terms of damage, but I like the Blade of Calling. I just like the way it looks better, so I went with that one. I have both, and I play around with, like, at this point, I hadn't decided, like, exactly what all I was going to run on this build. But, I think Blade of Calling is what it's going to end up being. Right now, this build is around level 60. I think it's like 55 or something. I'll play around with it a little bit more, and I'll, make some changes to it and try and, like, really spec it out for that type of, Faith Dagger thing. And we'll see if we can make it do respectable damage. But, I doubt it. This might be one of those builds that's just doomed to be bad. But we'll try. It's that heavy attack, that dual hit. Obviously, you want to go for the charge attack talisman. Obviously, you want to go for the multi-hit talisman. But that's only going to get you so much damage, And so I've got to find a way to make that damage, like, maximized, right? This is what I'm running as of this video, but that is all likely to change. Also, I swapped out one of these talismans for the trick mirror. I don't remember if it was Godfrey's or if it was the Phlox canvas. I forget which one it was, but yeah. Roger set just looks good. It doesn't do anything to boost anything that I'm doing, to my knowledge. It just looks cool. Also, so I put a video out, and I was talking about my two favorite builds, the Intelligence Arcane and the Faith Arcane. And then I was like, I'm contemplating putting these two builds together and making a Faith Int Arcane pure caster type. And I was like, is that something you guys would like to see? And I just couldn't get that idea out of my head. And I was currently making this Dagger build, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make, like, the pure caster, Faith Int and Arcane. And so I've got Briars of Sin, got Gabble of Paima, got Bloodflame Talon, got Carrying Greatsword, got Catch Flame, got Lightning Bolt, got Giant's Flame Take Thee. I've got it all. And since I had just made Zidane, I thought it would be cute to make a little black mage from Final Fantasy. And in Final Fantasy IX, there's a black mage that joins your party, and their name is Vivi. And so I named this character after Vivi. Also, those of you who have been watching my videos since the early Dark Souls 3 days might remember that Vivi that I invaded with in Gank City, that absolutely changed my mind about wizard co-invaders. Maybe not changed my mind, but a little bit, because I was convinced that there was no such thing as a good wizard co-invader back in the Dark Souls 3 days for a long time, because they would all cast spells that would just target their teammates, the other invaders, and they were just all clueless. And then I invaded with a character. I invaded with somebody who had their character named after Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, and they were so good. So I made a video just about, like, the invasion we had together. I think it was called The Good Wizard or something like that. But yeah, so this works a couple of ways. Sort of named after the Final Fantasy IX character, and also a little bit of lore there from, like, Saint Riot lore, Invader lore, I've done a few invasions with this build, but nothing, not a lot, like very, very little. So I don't have, like, any footage of invasions to show you. I'm just showing you, like, me actually making the build, and this fight right here kind of giving you an idea of what this build looks like, because you're seeing two of the build fight itself. And so, this is a pretty good illustration of what it's like. I am getting my ass handed to me by myself right now, because this dude is a legend with those lightning bolts. A lot of this build is just around, like, combo spells, that I like so much, like Gavel of Haima is a great combo spell, Dragon Claw is a great combo spell. Surprise, Briars of Sin is a great combo spell. O Flame, great combo spell. And there's all these ways to like combos into combos, and I love it. It is so much fun. I love this build, and I can't wait to get it finished. But I gotta do this Dark Souls playthrough first. Then I'll get back to finishing this build. It's wild to think about. I don't know that I'll finish this build before we see Elden Ring DLC. That's absurd. Think about that. So I'm going to be using the Albinauric Staff and the Dragon Communion Seal, because this build is going to be like, I think like 30 Int, 30 Faith, and 50 Arcane. So we're going to be using Dragon Communion and Albinauric. But for this stuff that you're seeing right here, we're using Gelmir's Staff, and which was not as bad to farm as I thought it would be, and the Golden Order Seal. But when I show you the stats at the end, it'll be like a more accurate representation. Also, the sliders, the face sliders for this, I'll post a link to the Reddit thread that I took the face sliders from, because they are perfect. They are absolutely perfect. The face sliders, the person who made the face sliders and posted them on Reddit was even wearing the fashion that I wanted to wear for this, which was beautiful. Right now, right here, I'm wearing the Alberic set. I'm going to be wearing the Alberic hat, but I wanted to wear the Saint Riot official, you know, Sanguine Noble, because it looks, and it still looks perfect. It looks fantastic. But anyway, I'll post a link to the face sliders in the description of this video. This is the build currently. It's not finished yet. It's still got some stuff to do. But that's a good idea. That's a good indicator of where the build is and where it will go. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play more with this build, because it's so good. Anyway, that's the video. I appreciate y'all hanging out and watching it. And I'll have some more of this, both the Dagger build and the Magic build, very soon, once I get the Dark Souls playthrough done. And then I might finish Baldur's Gate 3, and then I'll probably just make a bunch of videos being excited for Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. It's going to be a great time. I will see you all then. Until then, later, y'all.